So today we're going to be talking about 5 cocktail tips that's going to get your cocktails looking scrumptious. So if you're into that, then stay tuned. Roll the intro. Yeah, nah, I don't have an intro yet. So yeah, I mean, look, if you know anyone that does intros and stuff, then maybe hit me up and help a boy out, because I'm in need of something there like that. Don't know, I feel like it just makes it more YouTubey, like to be like roll the intro and then it just, yeah, whatever. So tip number 1, we're going to be talking about lighting. It is 100% the most important part of cocktail photography. By far. Lighting is everything when it comes to cocktails. Use daylight, make sure it's bright, because the brighter the photo, the less grainy, the less noisy, and the more information you'll get in your cocktail photos if it's like peak sunshine, if you're using kind of as much light as possible. Also, make sure that you know where to light different cocktails from. I tend to find that the stirred down cocktails, so cocktails that you can like see through, I'll try to light them behind, so even if you're like shooting through and the sun's behind the cocktail, it'll really help to let that image kind of glow and pop out the screen more. Okay, tip number 2, which is a tip that a lot of people like look over. Don't be afraid to use your background, like genuinely don't. Backgrounds are seriously important when it comes to cocktail photography. Yeah, think about the cocktail that you're shooting and try and maybe set like a few props in the background that add a lot to the cocktail, and it helps to kind of tell that story when it comes to your cocktail photography. So margaritas, maybe put like a wee bowl of limes in the background, or a salt grinder, or do you see what I'm saying? So like, yeah, set the mood, that kind of thing. Also, backlighting is a huge part of it as well. Make sure that you've got some form of light source that's really helping to illuminate that background. So for example, I use a Philips Hue light sometimes, and that just helps to give a wee pop of colour onto the background. So there's a shot here where I've used the Philips Hue light and it's kind of given it this orange hue, and I've put it against the wooden shutter, and it's helped to kind of illuminate that around the cocktail and just gives it a cool wee dynamic that a lot of people don't do when it comes to cocktail photography. Okay, tip number 3. I don't see it happen a lot, but it is something that is very important and you should never forget, and it's don't over edit your photos. I mean, I've had so many occasions where I've spent a full day trying to take cocktail photos, not really happy with any of them, but then if I take one that I'm like, that could maybe work, I bring it into like Lightroom or Photoshop and I try and overexpose the image just to try and get some of the information back, and it just starts to look like garbage after a while. Like, if you over edit it, you're really going to lose a lot of quality in the photo. It's not going to be as sharp, it's going to be more grainy. Yeah, don't be afraid to take a day out, go back the next day, and then try and take a photo that you're more happy with, it's got a lot more information, and then edit with that, and then you'll get a better photo. Yes, I mean, I use Lightroom and I use Photoshop occasionally, but not very often. But Lightroom is the app I'll always go for. I mean, you've got a mobile version which is like super easy to use, and I can use it on my laptop as well. Mess about with presets as well, like mess about with different styles of photo, whether you want like a dark, moody photo with a lot more kind of contrast in the shadows and things like that. Find a theme that you're happy with and then stick to it, and then it's like, if you stick to the feel that you're trying to give off, your Instagram is going to look a lot more aesthetically pleasing, and all your photos are going to match, and it's going to be like gorgeous. And tip number 5, angles. Angles are something that's also overlooked in cocktail photography as well. Move about, like don't feel like you need to point and shoot all the time. Think about messing about with a new angle, so go lower, go higher, go off to the side. I tend to find when going lower with things like highballs and things like that, so like cocktails that have a taller glass, when you go lower it really helps to kind of help that image pop out on you and kind of give it a lot more dimension in the cocktail glass. I know I keep going back to this image, but it's just an image that seems to work with all the stuff I'm talking about. So so here I am editing the video, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, something's not right, like I can't figure out what it is. And I went back and I counted, and I've only said 4 points, and I was literally about to wrap up the video at that, and I was like, whoa, I said 5 points on my notes that I wrote down on my phone, and I still can't keep with that, so I'm a lost cause. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, but yeah. So point number 5 is get a bit different. So I see thousands upon thousands of cocktail photos, and the ones that stand out for me are the ones that have a wee bit more personality, and action shots. That's it. I mean, don't be afraid to get behind the camera and take photos of you actually making the cocktail, or take photos of you stirring the cocktail or zesting the orange, and show people that there's a person there that's actually making the drink. Yeah, I mean, it shows a wee bit more personality. It's a bit different, and like, I think the action shots are always really cool when you're making cocktails, because let's be honest, making cocktails is cool as fuck. So yeah, that's point number 5. Sorry about that. I wasn't gonna let you guys down, alright? I was gonna do 5 points, but I'm just sitting like, honestly, yeah, I am unbelievable, and this camera is really heavy and I'm holding it like a vlogger, so I'm gonna go. But yeah, back to the video. Yeah, like, all bullshit aside, I mean, I've been doing this for like a year. I'm in absolutely no way to say I'm a professional. I'm not, but I would like to think that I've improved in a year. And I think the thing is as well, like, honestly, like, Photoshop still scares the living daylights out of me. Like, I am still learning every single day, but those are tips that a year ago I would have loved to have someone to come up and say, here, by the way, look, here are some tips that I would kind of give you, and it helps with the cocktail photos and things like that. I mean, they're things that I've picked up over the last year, and yeah. So we're going to keep it super short, super simple today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, don't be afraid to let me know in the comments, and I'll try and work out another one of these videos soon. Like, subscribe, I guess. I don't know, is that what YouTubers say? I mean, if you didn't enjoy it, don't like and don't subscribe. Dislike it if you didn't like it. But yeah, I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you soon. So, peace.